Bob McMahon, thank you very much for gathering us every year and for inviting me all these years, Bob Diamond, and so many others who have made this possible. I'll be very brief because I know we have others for this program. Let me just say two or three things. Number one is we're grateful today to have this opportunity to express our thanks. Today is a day, first and foremost, about gratitude. In one way or another, we're all here to express gratitude. I think those of us who are elected officials have an obligation beyond today, of course, but today is a day to express gratitude. First, to those who gave, as Lincoln said, the last full measure of devotion to their country, those who served overseas, served in wars, and came back with injuries that they had to recover from, and those who served at any time in any way. We express gratitude to all those who are here and those who are represented here. We also express gratitude to the families as well, because when these men and women have served over their generations, of course, their families serve with them in one way or another. Secondly, in addition to gratitude, we today, I think, no matter who we are, but especially, again, if you're an elected official, you're here today to renew your obligations, to renew your commitment to those who have served. And that just doesn't mean giving a speech or being here today. If you're an elected official, in the other 364 days of the year, you've got to work hard to do everything you can to make sure that our veterans have the jobs that they want to have when they come back after serving. Too many of them still unemployed today. Number two, you want to make sure that they have all the health care that they need, so they and their families can have some measure, some peace of mind, some measure of peace of mind after they have served. Obviously, educational benefits and other opportunities when they come back after having served. So today, in addition to expressing gratitude, we're here to renew our commitment to veterans and to their families. And finally, let me say this about the new greatest generation, those who have served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Mayor McMahon mentioned that in my travels as a member of the Foreign Relations Committee, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to be in both Afghanistan and Iraq. Iraq twice, Afghanistan 3 times. In every one of those trips that I've made, I've met fighting men and women, some 19 years old or 20 years old, very young soldiers serving in Iraq and Afghanistan. I'll mention one only because he's from my home county in Lackawanna County and I think is emblematic of this generation. His name is Nick Staback. I went to see him at Walter Reed one day, just about not even a year ago. And as I was talking to him, laying in front of me in the bed that he was in, with his parents there with him, with his brother who had also served, he was talking about the future. Talked a little bit about his service, talked a little bit about his injury, but was mostly talking about the future. How he wanted to go out hunting again, what he wanted to do when he got out of that hospital bed and could move forward. And all the time I was listening to him, 15 minutes and then 20 minutes or 25 minutes, I almost had to remind myself more than once what had happened to this young man, an Army specialist, Nick Staback. He had lost both of his legs as a result of an IED explosion. And I think in that moment, seeing what had happened to him, seeing what his family was going through, I was reminded not just of the horror of war, reminded not just of the sacrifice that he and his family and so many other families make, I was also reminded about the character of our country, that even in the aftermath of a horrific injury, Nick Staback, like so many in his generation, was looking forward to the promise of tomorrow, that future that so many of them look forward to. It's our obligation to make sure that that promise of tomorrow is ever bright, that future is ever bright for those servicemen and women and their families. God bless you today, and may it ever be so. Thank you.